Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to this video, which is another installment in my Trendy Timesaver series. Last time I showed you how to create one shadow looks and just exactly what you're looking for in a shadow to create a one shadow look. Today, we're going to be talking about how to apply a full face of makeup using one tool. So if that sounds like fun to you, if you want to know what it is, then just keep on watching. So the one tool that we're going to be using today to apply our entire face of makeup is a beauty sponge. This is the Flower Beauty sponge. It is my current favorite sponge, but I did also want to show you these beauty sponges. I do like, this is the L'Oreal Infallible beauty sponge, and this is the Real Techniques. This one's very old and it's on its way out the door, so don't mind the discoloration. This is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. So, a couple options for you, but my current favorite is the Flower Beauty Sponge, and I'm going to be using this one today. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Our first step is going to be primer. You could absolutely skip the primer and or the foundation step, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be doing both. I do have some kind of a red splotch going on my face right now. I'm not for sure what that is. And then also my eyes are looking a hot mess because I did like 5 or 6 eyeshadow looks yesterday for some videos that I'm filming. So they're looking a little tired, a little stained. My preferred primer for this kind of a light makeup look is this Becca First Light Priming Filter, the purple one, and I'm just gonna pop some of that on the back of my hand and apply it all over my face. I think this primer does a really great job of hydrating the skin as well as sort of blurring some imperfections, but mostly giving a really natural luminosity to the skin. This is not in any way to be compared to the backlight priming filter, which is what you should wear if you would like to glow to space, you know, to your little alien friends. This look would be an amazing look for summer. If you don't want to wear as much makeup during the summer, this is a really minimal way to go. And like I said, once you've got that beautiful bronze skin, if that's, you know, how you tan, you absolutely could skip the primer and or foundation. Next, I'm going to show you a couple of options and then I'm going to choose one for foundation. With this type of look, I don't really like to, I'm looking for natural as well as quick. Something that can get me out the door. So a couple of options that I have for you. One is you could use any BB cream that you like. This is the NYX one. And I'm trying to use it up because it is a rather light shade for me. And then the other option, now this is not called a BB cream, but I think it is very similar, except for I think it has more of a matte finish than most BB creams do, and therefore I don't feel like I have to set it with a powder, which is great when working with cream products. The Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector, and I have the shade medium light. This is amazing. One of my favorite products for sure. It does have an SPF of 20 in it, and it does exactly what it says. It just perfects your complexion. It evens things out a little bit, and I have some on the back of my hand here. Hopefully that'll be enough. And then I'm going to apply it with the Beauty Blender. I'm using the flat and fat end of my beauty sponge, but what I first like to do is kind of distribute it all over my skin with quick pressing or patting motions. And then once I get all of the product distributed, you know, mostly evenly, then I will go back in with smaller and slower pressing motions. I am not a makeup artist at all. This is just what works for me. Okay? That's what my channel is about. I am on a journey in beauty, but I want to share it all with you and give you all the benefit of the knowledge that I'm finding out. So The thing I also like about BB creams and just lighter foundations, and if you want to call them that in general, is that they're very forgiving, and therefore I feel like they take less time to blend because you don't have to be so careful. You're not using a brush, so you don't have to watch for any streaking or anything like that. And also, it's just a nice natural look. You will see that you can still see my skin. If I have any breakouts or anything like that, you're still going to be able to see them. But I just feel like I look a little bit more put together when I have at least a light amount of makeup on. So now we're going to do that pressing motion. Especially, I find sometimes I miss blending where that cheekbone chisels out there, so I always make sure to press there, make sure that I've gotten some foundation down there. And then I always especially pay attention to my nose. I do wear glasses, but I also have combo skin, and so I want to make sure that that foundation is nice and blended. So, not too bad, eh? Next is concealer. I will tell you, I did apply the Becca, why do I always forget what this is called? Under Eye Brightening Corrector. But next for concealer, today I'm using the NYX HD Studio concealer. I have the shade CW4. The reason I'm using this is because it is in my pan, but I also like that it does a really nice job. I'm going to apply both under my eye and on my eyelids. Again, I have some staining on my eyelids from yesterday from testing out, spoiler alert, the Soft Glam palette. But we are going to be again applying this with our beauty sponge. This Flower Beauty sponge, you can see, has a chiseled edge right here, and that is that is what we're going to be using to apply the concealer under and on our eyelids. So I feel like I'm making good progress on this concealer, spoiler alert. Also, when you're going for a lighter makeup look, it's kind of crazy. It's good to go with a concealer that is closer to your actual skin tone versus super brightening, so it doesn't stand out, especially if you're using a light coverage BB cream or no foundation at all. So I'm gonna just pat that in with the chiseled edge of the beauty sponge. And then once I get it blended under my eyes, I go up and blend it out on the eyelid. This is going to give us a nice even blank canvas for the eyeshadow look, as well as cancel out any discoloration, which I have today. So there you go. I feel like I just look so much more wide awake. Make sure you blend under your eye as much as you can so there isn't like a stark streak of too light of a color under there. Next, we're going to talk about bronzer. I do not have a cream bronzer stick or anything like that. Oh, my hair is driving me nuts today. But I do have this product that I received in a Ipsy, I believe. It's by NYX. And it is called Whipped. And this is what it looks like. And this is the shade. I know it says the shade. Oh, Cocoa Bean. But I do think this is a good enough shade. We are going to apply just a little of this where we would normally put our bronzer and blend it out again with our beauty sponge. So I'm just gonna start with chiseling out my cheekbones. Again, this is a lip and a cheek product. I find that they combine lip and cheek products a lot of the times. Not always my favorite thing, but this one does work pretty nicely as a subtle bronzer. And you can see I'm just bouncing that into my skin with that beauty blender. You can see, I can just tell a little bit of definition now has been made. And I'm just bouncing the sponge on my skin, but if you do need to use any pressing motions, make sure you go upwards. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit more of this. I'm gonna put a tiny bit here by my hairline and then a tiny bit on each of the temples. And by tiny bit, I mean tiny bit. And yes, this does have a reddish tone to it, but I was just watching Wayne Goss, you know, the king himself, last night, one of his videos, and it reminded me that he's always saying how he will use blusher, as he calls it, to apply in the places where he would normally bronze, especially when you're talking about a natural makeup look, which is what we're doing today. So now you can see I've got a little bit of life back into my face, especially along these cheekbones here, which is exactly what we're going for. Be creative. Get yourself a stick bronzer or contour stick, cream stick, like we're talking about if you want to. So that's it. Next is blush. And I only have one option to show you, but you know, there's lots of different products like this out there. This is from the Ulta brand, and it is their lip and cheek color stick. This is what it looks like. And the shade is called Punchy. And I'll swatch it for you. This is the shade. It does have a slight sheen to it. And the trick with this is to just apply it to the apples of your cheek, which means you have to smile. So there you can see it. Now I'm going to go in with the fat end of my beauty sponge again and just give it a little blend. But you can see that it's pinking up. And I like this stick form because you can just put it exactly where you need it and then blend it out. See, this is this side and this is this side. You can see I'm looking rosy over here. And another thing I really like about this Ulta stick is it is not greasy whatsoever. I have tried some products in a stick form that were just greasy that I absolutely was never going to put on my combo to oily skin. So I really like this product for that. And less is more, for sure. It may not look like it at the moment, but less is more, at least to start. You always want to go in lightly with any product, but especially a cream product. So I really like how this works. But again, you could use this same product that we used for bronzer for your cheeks if you wanted to, if you had the right shade. Because if the King Dingling Wayne Goss can do it, we can do it too. So there's that. And then the other product, which I really like because it again is a stick product, which makes it super quick to apply and easy to blend out, is another product from Ulta Beauty. And this is their face sculpting color stick in the shade Highlight. How original. This is what the packaging looks like. And then again, I'm gonna swatch this one right next to the blush. 2 little swipes, and there she blows. I love this. This is a win for me from Ulta Beauty. So we're going to apply this in the areas where we would normally highlight or where I would normally highlight. I will say I prefer to do one area or section at a time and then blend it out. And I would recommend that to you, especially if you know, are not used to working with cream products. Some dry down rather quickly, some don't. So the first place I'm going to highlight, there went my natural light, is on my cheek. And I'm just going to essentially draw this exactly where I would highlight and go in and blend it again with the Beauty Blender. And I would make sure that you turn your face in the light and make sure you don't have any harsh lines. Look at that glow, guys. Woo! That's a glow. So, a couple little swipes and blend that in, making sure you're turning in and out of the light so you can see if there are any harsh lines. And on the nose, I actually prefer cream highlight on my nose, if you want to hear the truth. I think it looks so much more natural as my nose is glowing like Rudolph. I think it looks more natural than a powder highlight. And then for this part, I'm going to use my God-given tools, which is my finger, to tap a little bit on my Cupid's bow. You could go in and draw it right on your Cupid's bow if you want to. This is just how I normally do it. And this way you don't even have to blend it out either. So look at that highlight. It's so pretty and natural. That's the thing I do like about cream products, is I think they just look like you have good skin. So in a totally natural way, that's the way I like it. So next is eyes, and we've already put concealer on, like I said, and I have a few options here, and then I'll tell you what we're going to use. This product you would have seen in my previous Trendy Timesavers, and that is this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Bouncy. And I'm going to swatch it here on my other hand for you. And this is absolutely something that you could be looking for when making a one shadow look. So we're kind of building on the skills that we talked about last time. This is a mid-tone neutral shade, and it has a nice little shift to it, and I really like it. I think it's great. This, I will link my previous video about one shadow looks, but this is exactly what you're looking for. And these Super Shock shadows absolutely perform best, in my opinion, when applied with a finger. So we've already done that before though, so we're going to try something different today. I have two options here, and I'm going to end up using the drugstore option just for poops and giggles. This is the Laura Mercier Rose Gold Caviar Stick Eye Color. And this was given to me by a friend who received it in her Sephora Play box. Comes in a crayon form like this. I'm going to attempt to swatch it. Yeah, swatch is pretty good. I might end up changing my mind on which one of these I want to use, but this is it right here. It's a beautiful shade, and you literally can just draw it on your eyelid, blend it out a little bit, and bam, you're done. And then a drugstore version of the same thing. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. You'll hear a lot of people talk about using the Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, which is a white one, as a base for colorful shadows, including myself. But this is one of their sort of shimmery or metallic ones in the shade Yogurt. This is what it looks like. It is a plastic sharpenable pencil. And I'm going to put this right next to the Laura Mercier one. Hashtag not a swatch queen, especially with my left hand. But this is that shade, and this is just a nice pinky shimmer shade. So all three of these would work for this bonk, for this type of quick look. And so I think I will go in with the Yogurt from NYX, and I'm going to show you how I do this. I should move my mirror over so I'm looking toward you. So you're just going to essentially draw this all over your lid, like so. And then I like to go just a little bit above my crease. making sort of that round look that you would normally make with your eyeshadow. And then I go in with my pinky finger and just kind of press along the line, the highest part of the line that we drew. And that's it. Bam, you're done. So let's go ahead and do the other eye. Again, we're just drawing it all over the lid. You can build it up to whatever opacity that you want to. And absolutely, just like the milk pencil, you can use this as a primer for your eyeshadow. It will give your eyeshadow something to stick to. You could put this all over your lid and then just pat a shimmer shade over top of it, and that would be gorgeous. So, and I really like these pencils. They're really inexpensive, and they have a lot of nice shades. But I specifically recommend this one and the milk one. Again, I'm just patting around the perimeter where we laid this down. It's giving a little bit of shimmer to my lids, and that's it. So I'm going to curl my lashes, mascara, brows, and then we'll come back and talk about lips. All right, we're back. Mascara's on, brows are done. All I did for my brows today was use the Essence Make Me Brow, which is a brow gel mascara type situation. It does have small fibers that cling to your natural hairs to make everything appear a little bit more filled in. I did not use a pencil at all because this is all about saving time. So let's recap a little bit. I sort of showed you everything today that is possible to include in a makeup look that you're using one or two tools with, okay? This is very much, though, a choose your own adventure type situation. A lot of pick and choose whichever categories you want to use or products that you want to use. You do you based on your skin type, your time constraints, what have you. Even just blend it with your fingers. You know, all of these things, in my opinion, could be done with your fingers or your hands just as well as with a beauty sponge. So, last things. I recommend setting your face, specifically if you have oily or combo skin. Set your face down with a setting spray afterwards. We're going to do that right now. Just to add a little more glow, I'm using the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Mist today. One of my favorites. I love how I tried to talk while I was spraying my face. I love this illuminating setting spray. It just adds a little bit more natural glow to the skin. And now let's go into lips. Again, choose your own adventure. If you have a favorite lip gloss, do it. You want to do a bold lip with this nice muted natural makeup, do it. I absolutely would. Today I'm going to use this Tom Ford lipstick in the shade Indian Rose. This is a mini. It was a 100-point perk, and I've always wanted to try Tom Ford lipstick. Spoiler alert, the formula is fabulous. However, I think our full size runs almost $60. But this is kind of what you're looking for. You want kind of, let's see, where can I swatch this? You want kind of a your lips but better look. Again, do a bold lip if you want to, but my most common lippy that I will do if I don't do a gloss is I will do a nude or a slightly to the pink rose tone nude with a very natural look like this. I just love this color, and the lipstick smells really good. So I will insert a picture here with the completed look in better lighting for you guys. But these are are just some ideas for you on how to multitask using your beauty sponge or your good old hands and fingers. I hope this was helpful to you. Bend, shape, mold this routine to fit your lifestyle, but think about including things like this in your collection for days where you don't necessarily want to run out the door without makeup, but you don't have a lot of time, whether you're in college, whether you're working, you know, whatever the case. These kinds of things can really save you when you're in a crunch for time. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.